vi lär oss norsk.
Give me a second, I have the Google Translator.
Guillem bruker Google oversetter. Så vi må vente.
Hey, Jack. Hatter. Who's talking? Yeah, I'm listening to myself. Okay, now. Hi, Ger Hatter Guillem.
Og jeg heter Alp. Vi lærer norsk. Og
Ja, absolutut.
jeg skal vente for Alexander nå. Because we're live, we have to speak ideally in Norwegian or just discuss some Norwegian topics like related to Norwegian language. So let's.
Vi venter pa Alexander.
Ja.
I said we are waiting for Alexander.
Ja, jeg forstår. Jeg forstår norsk. Ikke uttalt, men ja, jeg kan lese norsk.
You can understand Norwegian, you said, right?
Ja.
That are cool.
Jeg kan bare lese norsk, men jeg kan ikke snakke eller høre på, fordi jeg kan snakke allerede tysk. Jeg kan forstå skrev norsk.
Yes, skjønner.
What are you saying? Vi hører deg. Ja.
Så bra. God dag, eller god aften, som de sier. Vi streamer en podcast i dag, episode 1. Så vi skal gjøre sånn selvintroduksjon. Det blir så klart en kaotisk gjennomgang. Det er ikke noe struktur. Just do self-introduction. Så den skallete fyren kan starte. Guillem, du gjør en selvintroduksjon på norsk.
Hei, Jack Guillem.
Hei, Guillem.
Jack fra Barcelona.
Nice.
Spania.
Bra.
Jack Harna.
Hva betyr det? Harna?
Jack Horno.
Oh yeah, you are here right now.
No. Jack Horno.
Ah, ja, du har hår. Ja, ok, jeg koblet ikke den, altså. Det var bra. Veldig bra.
Jeg forstår ikke.
Hår, nå.
Yeah, look at the chat.
In German, no, yet.
Ja. Jeg forstår nå.
Veldig bra.
You're a veteran Anki bruker.
Wow, det er veldig kult. Det var veldig bra selvintroduksjon, Guillem.
Ja, jeg synes at det er tid for min introduksjon nå.
Så bra.
Jeg heter Alp, jeg er fra Tyrkia. Jeg bor nå i Istanbul og går på en tysk skole.
Nice.
Jeg kan lese og forstå norsk, mostly, ja. Men jeg kan ikke snakke. Ja, og vi skal lære norsk på disse streamer. Ja.
Nice, det var veldig bra, så veldig bra. Dere er veldig flinke, altså. For å ikke bo i Norge, og har dere vært i Norge før? Have you been to Norway before?
Nei.
Guillem?
Give me a second.
Ja. Jeg var i Norge, men jeg var så 12.
Ja.
Maybe younger. Like
12 år, ja.
Yeah. I was 10 years old, so I don't remember. Yeah, I wasn't aware of my environment at that time. I couldn't understand anything. Men jeg var i Sverige og Finland i dette år.
Nice.
Så, ja.
Nice, så bra. Guillem?
My men that Nei.
Ingen vet hva det betyr. Kan du gjenta det litt høyere? Høyere.
How do you pronounce this?
Ja. Nei, men det vil jeg.
Mai, men det vil jeg.
Nei. Nei.
Nei.
Ja, og så continue.
Men. Det.
Det vil jeg.
Ilna.
Vil jeg. Donkey Fisherman er her! Hallo, Donkey Fisherman! La meg bare snakke litt med Donkey Fisherman. Donkey Fisherman! Vi driver og lærer norsk. Guillem er fra Barcelona, som han sa i selvintroduksjon. Han har ikke vært i Norge før, men han vil dra hit. Alp har vært her i Norge som barn. Han bor i Istanbul i Tyrkia. Så Donkey Fisherman kan norsk også, så kult.
Donkey Fisherman fra Norge, og kan bare norsk.
Donkey Fisherman kan svare på det selv. Donkey Fisherman, kan du norsk eller noe andre språk? Du kan også spørre spørsmål, Donkey Fisherman. Det er kult. Vi kaller deg Donkey. Det blir for langt å si Donkey Fisherman hele tiden.
Hva betyr yes, sir, here?
Yes. It's just, det er en lengre form of ja. Kids, slang, barn.
Ja, men jeg forstår ikke om han er fra Norge, eller han og litt somalisk.
Ja, så Donkey Fisherman snakker norsk, ja, og litt somalisk. Så Donkey Fisherman kan det.
Somali?
Ja, det er det Donkey Fisherman sier. Litt somalisk.
Wow.
Så Donkey Fisherman, kan du også litt engelsk? Ja, bare svar Donkey Fisherman, vi går videre. Så da har vi tatt selvintroduksjon. Er det noe dere tenkte var interessant med det? Dere har jo allerede kommet et lite stykke, da. Så det er jo bra. Veldig bra, Guillem og Alp. Har dere følt noen utfordringer med norsk, nå som dere har lært? Det er kaldt! Vinteren har startet, vi fryser her. Det er derfor jeg har på meg lua mi. Så bra. Du kan snakke engelsk også, Donkey Fisherman. Så ja, was it challenging to learn Norwegian? Guillem, Alp?
How do I say not yet? I want to use...
Ikke enda.
Jeg har lært meg ikke norsk yet.
Du har jo lært. Ja, men du har jo lært litt norsk. So you have learned some Norwegian. You can do a self-introduction.
Men jeg kan... I say it again. Jeg kan allerede snakke tysk. Derfor er lett for meg å forstå norsk. Ja.
Veldig bra. Det hjelper altså. Tysk, engelsk hjelper. For det er jo ganske likt også. Og hvis du tenker på skriftspråket, så er jo det også veldig enkelt. Hva med deg, Alp? Hva tenker du? Nei, unnskyld, Guillem.
Grammatikken er veldig nær engelsk.
Ja. Så jeg vet ikke, altså. Vi kan se på, kan skifte til den. Det var en nettside som hadde sånn grammatikk.org som Alp sendte, som vi kan se litt på. Skal vi se, jeg kan skifte til hovedskjermen. Men jeg har ikke sett på det da, så kan du ta sånn grammatikkdriller? La oss ta personlig pronomen. Ja, ok. Det er PDF.
Jeg har en spørsmål om norsk for deg. How do we say for example, there's man in German, like wie sagt man das zum Beispiel? How do we do that? Do we use you or do, just like we do it in English? Eller kan vi också bruka en ord som man?
Ja, altså greia er, jeg ikke skjønner ikke, jeg vet ikke hva spørsmålet er, så hvis du tenker på en mann, mannen, si eksempler på tysk, så kan jeg se om jeg klarer å oversette de, og så forstå hva du mener. Jeg trenger eksempler. Alp, eksempler.
Ja, zum Beispiel, wie sagt man das? Also Mann ist die unbekannte Person.
Und ein Beispiel ist?
Ja,
auf Deutsch.
Sag schon, wie sagt man das?
Wie sagt man das?
Ja.
Wie sagt man was?
Ja, wie sagt man das?
Det?
Hier ist der Satz.
Dere fishermen vet det. En mann, mannen, mennene. So,
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like there's a almost like passive construction in German with man, with an unknown person. Like how do you do that? We say it like that in English.
Say the unknown person. Say it in ukjent mann. Unknown man. Say the sentence in English and German, and then I'll understand. Otherwise, I don't understand what you mean. Sorry, I don't understand. Can you say an example?
Du weißt ja schon, das Wort Mann mit einem einzelnen N am Ende, nicht der Mann.
Ja!
Mann.
Oh ja, okay.
Und ja.
Ok, da skjønner jeg. Mann. Det samme kan du bruke på tysk også, nei, norsk også. Und das bedeutet das gleiche auf Norwegisch.
Ja, gut, das ist meine Frage.
Danke. Ja, okay, ich habe es nicht ganz verstanden. Man benutzt es gleich genauso.
Ja, okay.
Gleiche Bedeutung.
Das war das erste Mal, dass wir Deutsch gesprochen haben. Seit 2 Monaten so, wir haben das nie gemacht bis jetzt.
Ja, diese Folge wird eine Überraschung sein, bis zu Ende. Så Guillem, vi skulle starte å snakke norsk, men dette blir jo en TV 2. Dere har ikke sett den reklamen her, men den reklamen refererer jeg til hele tiden. TV 2, se hva som skjer. Det er en reklame fra denne, det heter ikke TV 2 Sumo da, men se hva som skjer. Dette er moderne da, til 2010, men de har hatt det uttrykket her i mange år da. TV 2, se hva som skjer. Og nå har de lagt på hvis du tør. Så det som skjer er, det kommer en reklame, ikke sant? Advertisement on TV. And then they say this right before the advertisement. TV 2, se hva som skjer. So it means TV 2, see what happens. Essentially. TV 2, se hva som skjer. I'll drop the link in the Discord or in the chat. En gang til, Guillem.
I was in NRK website i dag. NRK har en vakker webside.
Ja, det er ikke privat, ja.
I learned these words share i dag in this animation, the police thing.
What is that? You have to explain it. So, Donkey Fisherman is right. TV2, which we're referring to, is a private company. But NRK is like the national broadcasting thing. Yeah. So if you buy a TV in Norway, you have to pay a yearly tax for not a TV license. That's what they call it. It's ridiculous. That's why I don't own a TV. Because if you buy, it's actually really... I'm not saying anything bad about it because I don't know the rules, right? I don't know why it is like this. There's probably some tax reasons. But it's called the kringkastingsavgift, we found out now. So...
Gift.
Yeah, so if you own a TV I think they even have people who enforce this. They can come to your home and check if you have a TV. Are you paying the TV? the kringkastingsavgift.
Yeah,
I'll drop the link in the chat. So
yeah. In Spain, it's included in the tax. So even if you don't own a TV, you're still paying.
yeah, so you pay for a television license
Yeah.
or broadcast. Yeah.
Yeah, what Guillem said is the same in Turkey. We
Yes.
have something called TRT vergisi, which means TRT tax. TRT is Turkish Radio and Television.
Mhm.
So there is this TRT belongs to the government, to the country itself. It's state's television, and you pay tax for it.
I
So
see.
let's make it related to Norwegian. How do you say tax in Norwegian?
Skatt. So tax is skatt, and you can search on that here. In Wikipedia, it says, okay, that's really bad. Skatt.
Do you say TRT, TRT?
What do you mean TRT?
Yeah.
So it's called skatt, and so everyone has to pay it. Alle må betale det, og it's good to pay it, in my opinion. It's supporting society, and you also get a lot of free stuff. Like you can go to the park, and there is something called Skatteetaten, which is responsible for collecting it. No, actually, that's not true. Skatteetaten is supposed to help you with the information, and then you can report stuff, or you can contact them about general information, right? Skatteetaten. Let me show it to you. Yeah, Skatteetaten. Donkey Fisherman is correcting me there. So Skatteetaten will essentially provide you with information, but the ones who actually collect the money are called Kemnerkontoret. And I know that because I accidentally made a mistake and called them a while back, a few years ago. I thought they were the post office for the subway. If you lose something in the subway, you call them, but that's not the case. They actually collect taxes. So they don't connect gadgets and stuff you forget in the subway. It's actually taxes. I don't know why I believed they were collecting something different, but Oslo Kemnerkontoret is the one for people in Oslo, it looks like. So yeah, and you can see also the origin for the word, right? Camera, Latin. And they are the ones who are basically collecting the taxes. So if you, let's say you pay too little to the tax office, then they will send you an invoice, essentially. And I know that because I used to work as a developer for a foreign company, and the company didn't have an office in Norway, so I actually had to pay the the taxes beforehand, because I knew how much money I was making. So they sent me invoices, make this prepayment. Sorry, Alp, I probably cut you off. Hadde du noen andre spørsmål?
Nei.
Så NRK er jo da en ressurs da, som dere kan ta i bruk. Så da kan dere se for eksempel på med momsen på bilspor. Så dette er ikke slow Norwegian, men det er jeg har hørt, jeg vet ikke, men jeg har hørt at dette er enkelt å forstå for folk. Enklere på grunn av hvordan han snakker. Så la meg droppe den i Discord-serveren. Så skal vi se. Jeg skriver den inn i kanalen på lærnorsk. So, Alp, have you tried looking at some of the content from NRK? You mentioned you had seen a little bit.
There was a cartoon, like with the policeman. I was looking at. I actually sent you a screenshot because, yeah, it was said that in Norge drikker alkohol på offentlig sted ulovlig. So it was something with district I don't remember if it was in name. And donkey fisherman. Actually, I learned this word fylke in this show today because they
Yeah, here it is. It's this one, right?
let me check.
So donkey fisherman is right. I think they changed it. It wasn't like this before. I think we actually had more. This is something that happened in 2020. If you look at Norge har 11 fylker fra 1. januar 2020 fram til regionreformen som ble gjennomført 2018 til 2020 var det 19 fylker. Right? Did you guys get that? It went a little bit fast, so I can repeat it. Did you understand what I said?
You have to repeat it because and another question comes here now.
Okay, wait. Let me repeat that, and then you can do the question. So there, before there were 19 19 fylke. I think that is counties or prefectures. You know, in Japanese they call it prefecture, or for Japan it's prefectures. So let me just double check it. Fylke is county. Yes, it's county. It says it here in translate. So there were 19 counties, but they did something in 2020. So 2020 is a very special year if you think about it. So there are no longer 19 counties. There is now 11 counties in Norway. Isn't that interesting?
What's the reason for that?
I don't know, but it's very interesting. Maybe we should research that. Maybe we should research it. They have a whole page. Thanks for mentioning it, Donkey Fisherman. So we will keep this page up and we'll figure out why it happened. Because my father told me about it, but I don't know why it happened. So, sorry, Alp, you were gonna ask something.
Is reduction a word in Norwegian?
Reduction?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. It means reduction.
This is my question basically because in Swedish I know that it's called reduction. When it happens also in Norwegian, I think. When you talk naturally in these languages, you just skip through some syllables and so this is called reduction and you don't pronounce every syllable.
So
this
what
is
is a
confusing
syllable for people who don't know? What is a syllable?
I think everyone knows what a syllable is. Like a unit, a simple unit of.
It's a unit of. Yeah, this is a very complicated Wikipedia article. So it's a unit of organization for a sequence of speech sounds. If you were gonna explain this to normal people, how would you say it?
I think syllable is already a basic word. I don't know how to simplify it anymore.
Yeah, it's the stress when you speak with taking breaths.
No, it's not taking breaths.
Yeah, but to say it in a plain English.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like a block.
So do examples in English. Do a couple of examples.
English is a little tricky with this because the way they use orthography in English is different. But for example, I think this would be, for example, syllable would be syllable. I don't know if they do it like this, but I think it's easier to do it in German because you pronounce every single letter. So, for example, Vater, nehmen wir Father, Vater, Fa und Ta. Es gibt zwei Silben. It's called Silbe in German.
So it's basically the sounds, right? We have two different sounds then, distinct sounds. Is that correct?
But they are like a unit of a word or something.
Yeah, interesting. I have to research this more and learn about it. So, yeah, and another thing we can also look into, we don't need to look into it now, is like, for example, the history of Denmark and Norway, right?
Yeah. I send you the link in the Wikipedia.
Where did you send it?
Yeah, in here.
Stavelse, ja.
Syllable is stavelse.
Hvordan man staver noe. Yeah, that's a very good. The way you spell something. Oh yeah, let's look at the... I didn't see that. Actually, it went too fast earlier, sorry. Let me get it. I'll just click it, it should open.
I will really like your input in this topic.
Yeah, so immigration, foreign citizens immigrating to Norway annually. So, yeah.
Why it's decreasing in the last years?
I really don't know. That's the honest truth. Because if you look at it, is it like, yes, it is decreasing, but like, look at how many people are coming in. Like, it has been... I don't know these numbers, to be honest, but it's very interesting you're pointing it out. But it's still a really pretty high if you compare it to... Yeah, if you don't compare it to the last... how many years?
15 years.
Yeah, is that? Yeah, the last 15. If you don't compare it, or maybe a little bit more than that, then it seems to be still high. So I don't know, like, why... could it be that... yeah, Donkey Fisherman is right, 17th May is a special day, we can cover that. But it could be the political parties, so if you look... let's look at politiske... regjeringer Norge. So it could be who has been in power. If you look at
You mean the immigration law has changed?
no, that's not what not necessarily. I don't know that. Maybe it's possible.
When did you went to Norway? In what year?
We went in the late 90s, so probably 1999.
Wow, that's long ago.
Yeah, so we're not in that number.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And Alexander, why did your parents move to Norway?
Yeah, so that is because my father got an offer to move here. So
A
yes.
job offer?
No, we got an offer to move here. So we can talk about that some other day. I can gather some information. But
what's Norge? Norge, it's
Norge is Norway. But you can also say it a little bit different. You can also say it Noreg, like this.
Yeah. What's the difference with bokmål and nynorsk?
Nynorsk.
Oh, that's a great question. I should know this because I learned it in school. So maybe Donkey Fisherman, can you help us out? What is the difference between nynorsk and bokmål?
I can explain something.
Yeah, try.
Yeah, like Norway was under rule of Danish people for a long time, and the language spoken in Norway was highly influenced by Danish, and it's written basically just like Danish. And then after that, someone, I don't remember his name, just traveled through Norway and gathered information on different dialects of Norway, and just collected them to be a new style of writing, a new standard. So this is how people were speaking at the time he was doing that, and he wanted to get rid of the Danish influence on Norwegian and make a more national Norwegian language. So I think initially the names of these two writing systems were different. One of them was Riksmål. I think this was the Danish one, and the other is Landsmål. I'm not sure about that. But then, and they changed it to Nynorsk and Bokmål. So this is how it happened. And
Yes.
still, the Bokmål version is very similar to Danish. Like it's written almost the same, but the pronunciation is obviously very different because uh, Danish has very distinct pronunciation patterns. Yeah.
So obviously Alp knows a lot about this, more than I do, because Actually, his graveyard is it's right over there. I live super close to the graveyard, so it's funny. But we learned this in school, and yes, so Nynorsk is a written language, so it's not a spoken language. The dialects are just different, right? So
Oh, sorry.
Nynorsk is a written language. Bokmål is also a written language. So it's
Right.
not. Yes, it's closer to Danish, Bokmål, right? But it's again, those two are writing systems. People still speak very different from each other, right? Depending on the area. So
But it can exchange both. It's like I don't know, Cyrillic and Roman.
what do you mean
Right.
exchange? It's just different. Like
yeah.
it's the same
They're-
language, but it's like it's just you will be able to understand both of them, right? But it's like someone who says the same thing, but it says it very different, right? Someone who writes the same thing, but they write it different.
Okay, so let's say, for instance, with Japanese, will be hiragana and katakana, more or less.
No, not
Hiragana
that
and
different.
Hiragana and katakana have their own uses. Like, right? So, for example, hiragana is for native Japanese words that are
Yeah,
not.
yeah, I know that, but
Yeah. So yeah. So you best know
key.
that. But the thing, the thing with Nynorsk and Bokmål is that they're not only writing systems. There are different ways for writing a language. So this is because we don't understand it as Norwegians do, because they have a different view on language. So most of the countries have just one standard written language and one standard dialect. But in Norway, it's different. People embrace usage of dialects in daily life, so that they don't want to lose their dialects. So they try to protect them. So they do that by defining Nynorsk and Bokmål, the two different written standards, as just written languages, and they they yeah they speak differently. This is what I understand, and I read some things about it. For example, there are grammatical gender in Norwegian. Okay, we all know that,
Mm.
but they it's up to you which words you want to make feminine. So there are, of course, there are words that are feminine. But if you go to Reddit and search for it, they will say you don't have to follow a certain list of words that are feminine. You can use the masculine undefinite article with feminine words, but you usually use the plural.
Flertal.
Who do
Whatever.
you know all of this stuff?
Me?
Hmm?
No, Alp.
Um. So how do I know all of these stuff? I like languages are like my hobby. So I
Mm.
spend a lot of time learning about languages and learning languages. So these are two different things, because you can learn languages, but you are just not interested in languages, so you don't learn about them, not learn about their histories. But if you are also interested in languages themselves, so you just learn about the languages also. So
Yeah, so this
when
is very good. This is very good, and we have material for many episodes, maybe a couple of hundred episodes even. Just so we have gone through several topics, and it's like even just the history, even the language history would be interesting to review and or go back and look back and we there are many things we haven't even scratched the surface on.
I have one silly question.
yeah
Sure.
So Norwegian embrace their language, the minority language.
they're not essentially minority language, but different varieties of Norwegian
Exactly,
written.
varieties and dialects.
Yeah,
But
but
for
Because
instance, in Eurovision,
mm,
they sing in English, not in Norwegian.
yes, they do. But is that for all? Like, I don't know. Like, I would assume yes, but I don't look at all of it. So, I know we have Idol, which is something where I've seen Norwegian artists sing. The Idol. It's called Idol. I don't know if it's the same in other countries. But are you sure that aren't there some who also sing in Norwegian? I would be surprised if there weren't, to be honest.
I think we have to separate two things here because language nationalism and protecting different varieties of languages are two different things. For example, in Turkey, there are not even many people who can speak English properly, but when they were in Eurovision, they are not singing there now, but they
Mm.
used to sing English uh, often. So, not rejecting English and speaking only Norwegian would be language nationalism, I think, and it's not good. But protecting varieties is really good. And because Guillem asked a similar question before the last question, he was talking about minority languages. And when we talk about minority languages in Norway, we have the Sami people, right? So
Mm.
there's another story. So their language is related to Finnish and Hungarian because this is just a language from another language family, Finno-Ugric language family, and they speak differently. Their grammar and words are just
And it's actually very
totally
interesting
different.
that you're mentioning that because I actually listened to an interesting podcast recently. Uh, NRK Sami podcast. I'll find that podcast and then post it. But there was a very interesting story of this one guy when he was growing up. They were forced to not speak Sami when they came, or I don't know what the language is called, but the language that's not Norwegian, right? The Sami people speak.
Yeah.
So
Their language is called basically Sami. Yeah.
Sami?
Hmm.
tvunget til å snakke
Never
norsk.
heard of this.
And it's, I think, Samisk in Norwegian. This is what I know. I was searching for Sami documentaries today.
Yeah, I have
So
to find this podcast because it was very interesting. He was talking about the shame around not like there has been shame in some of the history there for some people.
yeah,
So, but
yeah,
one thing Donkey Fisherman mentioned is that it is correct. We do learn the writing system nynorsk in school and bokmål, right? So you can apply if you have foreign background. You can apply for free, like to not have to take an exam, but you still have to do the obligatory. Like you have to have the lessons, I think, if I remember correctly. So that means that Norwegians or people who go to Norwegian schools, right, who are learning bokmål also learn nynorsk, right, and they end up taking an exam if they can't get an exception.
One question. If a foreigner goes to Norway,
Mm.
what they teach to these people? Bugmal?
It depends on where you are, I think, in the country, right? It will, if we look at um, kart og nynorsk, we can look at the map. Let me see Molv, maybe here. Let's use this on Molv form. So you can see here it is, right? It's different. So you can see some are neutral, right?
Okay.
And then some are nynorsk or bokmål.
Where's Trondheim in the map here?
Trondheim should be further up here. So I'm horrible with geography, so we have to find Trondheim here first. We have to see the shape of the Trondheim. Where is it in the Google Maps? Oops.
It's the second most populated city.
Yeah, I haven't been there before, so I don't know it. But
It's next to Oslo.
Kristiansund, Molde. No, it's not next to Oslo. Oslo is all the way down there. So it's right about there. Looks like it's right about in this area, right? So it might be in the... I can't see the difference,
Okay,
to be honest.
Can you send a link to this picture?
Yes, so you can maybe find it. I'll send it on the Discord. Let me drop the link in the Discord.
Guillem,
Yeah.
vil du flytte til Norge?
Hi.
Yes. So why wouldn't he want to? Hvorfor ikke? Considering how good the living standard here is, it's insane. It's
I'm considering going to Norway.
Så når tenker du 2 år, 4 år?
Moving to Norway.
Yeah, when do you
Well,
think?
when are you moving there? So if you have something in mind, you probably have also a plan, and you'll be there soon. So when is the time?
When I finish my PhD, so I have no strings attached here.
Mm-hmm. And your girlfriend?
Yeah, she's not Spanish, so it's not an issue.
Where is she from?
She's from the Dominican Republic
Mm-hmm. Okay.
in the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Donkey Fisherman is saying some stuff. Oslo is the only county that is a city, that's true, I think. Free healthcare, free education. What is there not to love?
Yeah, here we have healthcare free
Nice.
nationwide, but it's crap.
Yeah.
You have to wait a lot of time.
So Trondheim is neutral.
And free education until when?
I think it's free.
Yeah, but high school,
No, it's
college.
like if you ask me, it's free, like in all levels, but there are some exceptions. For example, if you're going to be technical, there are tuitions you have to pay, right? For example, I think in the universities and various colleges, depending on which direction you're going, you might have like a symbolical number, like something like $80 or something like that for a semester or something. But that's so little, right?
That's not coffee money.
Yeah, right. So it's who would even consider that? Yeah. So it's essentially free in every stage. Not the private schools, but the other. I mean, all the public stuff is essentially free.
Wow.
So what I'm thinking about is not now, but later when I get, let's say in 5-6 years, I'm considering just going back to and just taking a degree or something just for fun, and then just to say I did it, just to put it on my checklist.
Because you studied computer science, right?
No, I never even came close to the university.
You're out of school. Yeah.
Yeah,
What did he say? It's not like 2000,
it's not like 20,000.
20,000 crowns.
What do you mean, Donkey Fisherman? It's not like 20,000. You're not paying. Does he mean in other countries, or I don't know? It is free, essentially. You don't have to pay. In the US, I think it can be ridiculous, right? Even just basic education.
In US, it's almost as buying a house, more or less.
Yeah, maybe I didn't mention it. So Trondheim is neutral. It looks like it's neutral here.
It's neutral.
Yes.
So you learn both, Bukmal and Nyorsk?
Yeah, or you learn both regardless, but the default for the area. So if you come in as a foreigner, right? Then you know which one you need to know. Yeah, okay, so it's not the donkey fisherman means it's not like a couple of 100Ks in Norwegian kroners, right?
So he was basically saying it's cheap, not expensive.
Yes, so it's definitely cheap.
It's affordable.
Yes, it is indeed, and I don't know what this link is, but it's something I clicked, and we're not gonna add that to the show notes.
Is your mom watching?
Yes, she's watching.
Okay.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah. Let me troll a little.
Just don't say anything that's bad for, not safe.
in Norwegian is hey mama.
Hi, Mama. Hi.
Hey mama.
Yeah. But if I refer to my mother to someone else, I usually say muttern. Muttern.
Muttern.
Yeah, but you wouldn't say that directly to that person, right? Here, for example, you can see this book is called Tsatsiki and Muttern. Basically his mother, right? So
it's like Chinese. You can call your mother or the mother of somebody else, which is different.
He lives with his mother, and he's never met his father. He's like I don't know. Yeah, mor
Hej.
also works.
Oj, oj, oj.
Like my dear mother, min käre mor. Muttern is slang, that's right. I don't care, I just say it. But how...
Do you mind if I look where you live in Google Maps?
No, that's fine.
I will look
Squid fisherman.
Oslo.
Oslo. I actually learned that Norwegian pronounced Oslo as Oslo from Alexander. So this is an H sound.
Oslo,
Yeah.
hovedstaden.
Oh, you have McDonald's.
Yes. It's like, you know, it's funny, if you're American, you can go all around the world and you can do the same things. Drink Starbucks, eat lunch at McDonald's, and you can probably guess what the rest is.
And you can speak English.
And you can speak English, right?
Yeah.
Like it's
Because,
yeah.
Norwegians are very proficient in English. So you can go to the street and ask somebody in English without an issue.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like, I've been to Seoul, right? And I tell you guys, Seoul is the area where nobody... I've been somewhere else also, I can mention that, but in Seoul, I'm not joking, like, almost nobody spoke English there who I met. Like, really nobody. I had to use this app where I spoke and then the other person spoke and then it would translate.
Yeah.
So, and then there was Brussels. Brussels was the other area, which was ridiculous. Like, seriously, everybody spoke French there. The area where I was living for a conference or something, I think it was Fosdem. So I was going to Fosdem for the first time in my life. And like nobody spoke English who I met. Like, it was so weird. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's not weird. The same happens in Spain.
Yeah, okay, it's not weird, but I was surprised. I was a young person who, just thought it was like going to some other city locally, but it was different. Just hearing French all the time, and yeah.
Do you know? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to say something related to the thing we're discussing, so you can play your question for later, like a minute or two. Alexander, can you open a English proficiency map? Because we can see there Norway, Sweden, and Finland. These, and also maybe Denmark, they are really good at speaking English, even if it's their foreign language. But the thing I don't understand is, okay, so Danish, Swedish, and Norwegian are really similar to English. So this is, yes, I understand this, but how do the Finns do this? Because their language is different.
Where are they even on the map for people who don't know how to read this map? Is it the green one or the purple? The purple one has to be Russia, because that's massive. So is it the green one? 66.6?
Yeah, 66.6 is Finland.
Okay.
Finland, yeah.
And it's really high. And I don't know how they achieve this, because their language is really different from English. And as I said, their language is completely from a different language family, but they still get to speak the language. And they also learn Swedish, German, French, any other language they want to. I think this is something related to their education system.
Yes,
But,
exactly. And that's what we're gonna read about now.
yeah, I don't know how good they do that there, because our language shares some grammatical features with Finnish, but in Turkey no one really speaks Turkish. For example, when I meet tourists in Istanbul, and Istanbul is a really touristic city and it's the biggest city in Turkey, and there are really only a few people that can speak English in these touristic areas. So when tourists see me, they are surprised because they found someone who can speak English fluently, and that can help you. And once I met two Italians, and I spoke in Italian to them, and they said, "Wow, we couldn't even find a person who can speak English, but now we are speaking Italian." So this is really a problem there. I don't know why we're so not successful at it, but this is how it is.
Yes,
And
so not to cut you off, Alp, but like I think this is very good stuff, and we have a lot of topics we're gonna cover in the next 100 weeks moving forward to the future. So I'm gonna try to re-listen to everything we talked about afterwards, and then and then create like a new document. Let me write it down so I don't forget. I'll create a new document. I'm going to share with you all, and new doc, and then propose a lot of episodes, right? So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to create show notes from what happened today, and then we're going to publish the podcast on Anchor. I'll send you the link, so I'll edit it and everything. But then we have like, I think we have probably 700, 800 podcast episodes like this, because we have so many topics, right? Just think about it.
Yeah.
School and education in Finland. Like, sorry. Guillem?
Yeah, and sports as well.
Yeah, sports. Oh, yeah. We're gonna come back to this. Like, Norway is a really amazing place when it comes to like, yeah, not only elite athletes, but we have, for example, Olympiatoppen, where we can look at some of their main areas, right? Wait, this is something else. Olympiatoppen. Let me find. So we can look at all of the different grains, right? So we have
the Olympic.
Yeah, so we have ski, and there are also other types of yeah. Here is skøyter. I don't know how you say that in English. Skøyter. And then you have the Paralympic stuff, right? And this looks like ski also, I think. So there's many different parts of sports, right? We can look at.
But that's the Winter Olympics, right?
Not all. These are just for the they're doing basically a lot of great work with regards to the top level tier. These guys are jumpers, right? They jump. So there's many different sports. Like, for example, this one is a sport in itself. It's not regular skiing, right? If you look at it, you see this?
Ski jump.
Yes, this is in itself, I think, a sport.
Yeah, I saw this. They are a huge, long
jumps. So I train here every week, Mondays and Thursdays, right? And
here in this picture.
Yeah, in this area, that's where I train. So there you have like this jumping. They don't do it there, but here is another area where I also train. Midtstubakken. So you can see here they do it. I see them whenever I have training. I think they do it. They don't do it so much now. It's not the winter time yet, but they also do this. Here you see this stairs there. I train there, and this one here, I also train there. I trained here on Thursday. So you have seen
all year long.
Yeah, it's open. It's free. You don't have to pay. So
even in winter.
Who cares if it's in winter? If you look at, let's look at this picture. Here, can't you see me? This is winter. It's not summer. You see that? Do you see that white stuff? It's snow. See that?
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, so any last things we should cover? We have to wrap it up. It was really fun. Thanks a lot, Guillem and Alp, for taking the time. I think we have. Did you guys like it? Should we do another episode next week at the same time?
I really liked it, and
great.
We should continue that as long as it goes. As long as we find something to talk about.
Oh my God! Find something. Well, we have a lot of topics. We just have to figure out a way to talk about them. Like next time we should probably, I propose we should stick to one topic. What do you guys think?
Yeah. We can discuss this before, and we can stick to that and discuss about that. Just throw out ideas, and then we can do something similar every day.
Yeah, and we can do research and learn and.
Exactly.
Another thing, Guillem, also I see Donkey Fisherman mentioned it now, is football. For example, I know almost nothing about football, right? For me, it's.
You mean soccer?
Yeah, soccer. So for me, it's like a big mafia cartel, right? That's what I look at it. That's the only thing I associate with football. So it would be cool to learn more about that. So yeah. Any closing thoughts? Maybe if anyone wants to drop their website or mention shameless promotion, we can wrap it up.
I'm really keen in one episode, one topic to cover, and your success on dating on Norway.
Yes.
Dating tips.
Yes. That's a very good topic, and maybe we can even invite a guest. Our first guest will come as an expert on the field. We will, and he of course will be Norwegian. I have a friend I know. I want to ask him too if he can come on the show. Maybe I don't know. Let's see.
Okay.
So that's a good topic. I think it will be a lot of fun. We're gonna laugh a lot in that episode.
Because what I know is that Norway, there's very little.
Donkey Fisherman knows.
What is that?
Yeah. I think he's trying to write single.
He's single. Yeah.
That is true. So yeah. So let's wrap it up, guys. Do you have any closing words, Guillem?
Yeah.
I can also add a link if you want me. I will add the link in the description also. So if you have something you want to shout out, now's a good time.
One of the first topics we can cover is how to learn Norwegian with Anki.
Nice. How to learn Norwegian with Anki. That could be
especially the pronunciation.
And we can do shameless promotion of Notion to Anki there. So this is an open.
How to learn. Yeah, I will listen to this whole episode. And then but it was okay that I published it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because then it's going to be available everywhere. Let's see where.
Can we have it on Spotify as well?
Yeah.
I may send it to my friends.
It's going to be available everywhere. It's going to be available on Apple. It's going to be available on Spotify. And wherever you're listening to this, listener, please, can you subscribe, please? And then also, if you have opportunity, please rate us in the place. If you're on iTunes, please rate us. Give us a rating so we can get higher up in the catalog. You know, it helps the search engine optimization. Thank you, listener. So yeah, if you want to learn more about Anki, we're gonna have some links. Anki is a life-changing tool, and hopefully we're gonna cover that in the next episode. So Alp, do you have any closing words?
Yeah, I want to thank our listeners, and I want to say that I really enjoyed doing this episode today. And yeah, we shouldn't forget about learning Norwegian as well, because this is one of the aims we have in this podcast. But it's really good, I think, that we also started to talk a lot about other topics. I think this is really fun, and I hope the listeners who are listening to this right now will continue with our next episodes. Yeah, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, guys, and talk to you soon.